Hi, Midlife Goddess here. So I wasn't sure if I was going to make a video about this, but I thought if anyone saw the first video on this, they may be curious as to what's going on or not. It's not that exciting of a topic, but I'm going to talk about today is my 150th day with no alcohol. And it all started out it all started out with many times I was drinking and I was just finding myself really hungover, and I had this extreme guilt about having wasted my life. I kept feeling like I wasted another day that I could have just done something productive and interesting and fruitful. I was instead in bed trying to rehydrate with some Pedialyte and watching some series or whatever in bed, trying to eat scrambled eggs because that is a hangover cure for sure, scrambled eggs. I was eating scrambled eggs, drinking Pedialyte, or I was even worse many times. I was on vacation and I was waking up and drinking a Red Bull and vodka or something with caffeine and alcohol in it to get my day going because I didn't want to waste the day and I knew I was too hungover to go on through that day without drinking some more. Otherwise I'd have to be in bed, you know? And so the amount of time that I wasted and the amount of damage I was doing to my body, it was just like, it was getting crazy. And so several times I just got bored with drinking and I stopped drinking. And I did it, many times for about 3 months at a time. And keep in mind, I did not drink much in my 20s because when I was in my 20s, that was when the rave dance scene was actually at its peak. People might say it's now, but I would say it was then. And so there were more fun things to do, if you know what I mean. I just watched iRobot. When the robot winked, it really made me want to master the wink. The wink is incredible, isn't it? Doesn't everyone need to know how to wink? So, basically, it was more in my 30s that I was drinking more, and I think it was just being around people who that was how they socialized. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just saying that was just kind of how it was. And then it sort of would turn into me really looking forward to being drunk, like on weekends, and it really kind of just was getting to a point where my hangovers were getting worse and worse over the years. And I was starting to feel like all the interesting things that are ever going to happen in a drunk situation have already happened to me. It was just like a Groundhog Day thing, like, oh, I'm going to go out, I'm going to meet this person, we're going to really bond, really connect, we're going to be friends forever, and then we're never going to talk again. And that would happen with me and girls. And some of these women, I guess I would meet, and if it was a going out sort of thing, we'd run into each other again, and we would have friendships that were basically based on going out and drinking together. That's what we were doing. It wasn't like we really had that much in common, or maybe we did, but we weren't really actively doing any of our big dreams that we talked about while we were drunk. A lot of it in the later part of me drinking was not even going out and just talking to old friends on the phone on the weekend, and they would be drinking where they were and I would be drinking where I was, and we would just be, oh gosh, I have something in my eye, so now I'm not winking, that's something in my eye. But we were talking about the good old days, and it was like the same old stories, and it was getting very depressing. And so over the past, I'd say in my 40s, I started this like stopping. Even in my 30s, I would do it. I would stop drinking because I would just get bored and tired of it. And I would stop for like 3 months was the average amount of time I would stop. It would be around 3 months, which is 90 days. And I would stop, and it wasn't particularly difficult, but I would always get to this point where I felt like bored or not excited anymore about it, and I would drink again. Or I would have to go to like a big party for sure that was going to make me drink. Or a wedding, for sure. Like any social situation was definitely going to do it. Families around the holidays, like I might not have drank in long time, and then I'd see my family and be all stressed out, and that would definitely cause me to drink. And I just wasn't handling stress well, and I thought the alcohol was helping me handle stress, but what it was really doing is giving me these major hangovers, which I was either wasting a day sleeping to get through it, or sometimes 2 days, or I was just drinking more to get through it. If it was like if I had a need to go out 2 or 3 days in a row, that's what I was going to do. And what goes up must come down. So this year, I probably already at least once or twice had stopped in the past, like maybe 2 years, and was enjoying it, but wasn't all the way motivated. And then I sort of felt like it was getting to a point where I felt like there was a part of me that was just dying. Like my soul was not all the way there. I was feeling sort of dead inside. And it was because probably my liver wasn't keeping up with my weekend drinking. It had become like, 2 to 3 days of drinking. Well, sometimes just one major day, but, and then working and then going back to the weekend and drinking again, and then working and go back to the weekend and drinking again. And I was never feeling fully recovered. I was never feeling fully like I was having that great of a time. Nothing that interesting was happening, let's be honest. And I just felt like there were a lot of valleys, but no peaks anymore. And I think that's called diminishing returns is what that's called. When you get less and less and less out of a behavior, less good results, more bad results. So it's diminishing returns. And at that point, I was like, I need to do something. So I did something so simple. I prayed. I just asked for help. I was literally like, I don't feel able to handle this. Please help me. Please help me. And I promise you that just like that, my desire to drink was gone. And then I was making videos at first about, how I was doing in my progress. And then I realized that all the videos were pretty boring because nothing was really happening. I wasn't feeling tempted to drink. The most interesting thing that was happening was that a lot of my friends said they wanted to stop drinking with me, and then none of them did. None of them. And I don't know if they're just not ready. Like maybe I wasn't ready before. Maybe you have to really feel ready to do it, But if you are ready and you're watching this and you happen to see it, I can say from day 150 that if you ask for help, even if you don't really have faith, just ask anyway, just try it, because that's my secret. And I think that's like people who go to AA and stuff like that, that's their secret too. They put it up to a higher power. And it's not like I have some great self-control or something, because when I tell myself I'm not going to buy any dumb things on Amazon and hit buy now anymore, that doesn't seem so easy. I think when you have something that is an addiction that is holding on to your life and you realize that your life is not moving forward because of the time wasted on this and this holding pattern, if you feel like you're in a holding pattern, if you ask for help, if you genuinely just ask, it's very much worth a shot, because that is what's done it for me. And I have not, knock on wood, I have not wanted to drink. There have been a couple days there's been a few days, it's been 150 days. So there's been a few days that have been quite stressful. And on none of those days did I consider drinking. I wished there was some drug I could take that was not alcohol that would be like take away my anxiety, but there isn't. And Although I do think that kava is pretty cool. I have, in other times, I have drank kava drinks, and kava is a sort of, well, it's not a drug. It's kind of like Polynesians use it, and you might find it in Australia, you might find it in Hawaiian Islands. Kava is like a tea, and it's made so the kava tones, like it uses heat and fat to sort of bring the kava tones out, and it gives you a sense of relaxation. So I do think kava would have helped on those days when I felt that way, and I have all kinds of kava around, but I did not use any kava because I've been trying to sort of raw dog it, if you know what I mean. I have not had also either any Red Bull or Diet Coke since 150 days, and that I just feel healthier for doing. Even though I really love those two things, but not worth it. Iced coffee is still my best friend, and I don't intend to give that up, even though I can definitely overdo it sometimes. But kava is something that I think if you need to chill out, it's definitely worth trying kava. And you can just get it in capsules too, but it's very fun to make kava tea. And I'm not saying I will not have kava tea in the future, and I'll probably at somebody's wedding or my own wedding or something like that have a glass of champagne, or like half a glass, because I associate alcohol now, I think, with feeling not my best, and the mental clarity that has come, which actually came really quickly into the journey of not drinking. I mean, your mental clarity in 1 week, in 7 days, you're like, oh, I see the light, you know, because you're fully recovered, maybe sober for the first time is what it feels like. Like you're not, there's nothing dragging you down anymore. And then your brain starts to just speed up, and you start to feel kind of like how you felt as a child, like your dreams are back, the things you used to think about, you think about again. It's like a return to yourself. And it's like this road trip that you get on it. And when you start the road trip, it's really, really exciting. You're so glad and happy to be on that road. And lots of things are happening in the beginning. You're just feeling better. You're thinking more clearly. You're reconnecting with people who you have more in common with, and you're dropping people like flies. You're dropping all the people that you were just drinking with. They're not really a part of your life anymore. That's just what's going to happen. But here's the good thing. You're creating a vacuum, because that empty space and your new vibration, which is a different vibration, I would say probably a higher vibration, is drawing these people to you who you have more in common with now. And it is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing. It is so exciting. So that's the beginning of that road trip. Good, 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 good. And then you get to, I think for me, it's around like 3 months where it starts to feel like not that much exciting is happening anymore. And it's just like, So I think it's kind of like in the workout thing where you are working out or losing weight, whatever, then you hit a plateau and nothing happens for a while, and then you go up again. So I would always start drinking at that point, around that time when I was like not feeling any dramatic things happening anymore. I would just drink again. And this time everything was different, because I prayed and I asked for help. And so that wasn't really an option this time. So instead, I got to the next place, and it started to become even better again. And now I've gone to parties sober. I found out that a bunch of my friends who are my close friends, turns out, had stopped drinking also. One of them I found out hadn't drank for like a year and a half or 2 years or something, and she just never mentioned it. Some people don't tell her. I tell everyone. That's why, as you see, I have a YouTube channel, because I'm an open book. And some people are not open books at all, and they're very private, and they just stop drinking and they just go out and never mention it, which is cool. I admire it. I admire it a lot. I just got so excited that I was like, when I found out, oh gosh, if you drink right now and you want to keep drinking, do not watch the Huberman show about what alcohol does to you, because you can't, if you know what it's doing to you and you're still drinking, I would be surprised. It's hard to enjoy it when you know that it's like a toxin for every single organ in your body. And then the whole cancer thing, you know. there's just so much. There's so much that just, if you look into alcohol, it's weird, but it has a lot of repercussions. And I mean, I knew that, I knew it, but I didn't know it. And you know how I could tell that it's true is because when I was young, I would be able to party and do whatever. And even in my 30s, I would feel better. And then the hangovers were just getting worse and worse and worse. That was my body, my organs being like, not happy. Ice is being made. My organs were like saying, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. They were not healing me quickly like they used to. They were healing me slowly, and my skin looked bad. If you're gonna stop drinking, one of the most motivating things is to take a picture of yourself the day you stop. Take a picture, take a selfie, and then take one a week after. You're gonna look different. The bloating from your face will be gone. The bags will be gone from under your eyes. And, you know, people ask me a lot of questions. I even advise people on what they can do to make themselves more attractive. Just, you know, what'll work best on them, what will be most effective, what will they need. And I'm always mentioning now that the easiest thing you can do to look better, don't drink. And I don't know if this is true or not, but it kind of seems to me like the people who drink just a little, like just a little every day, you know, especially in a certain age, you know, you might get away with murder when you're young because your organs are regenerating so quickly and the cells are going so fast and they're just repair. But at a certain point in your life, you'll start to see it. It's going to start to catch up visually. So you might come for the health. You might stop drinking for the health, but you might stay for the vanity. And I'm telling people, they're like, should I do a skin booster? Should I do this? Should I do that? And I'm like, well, I promise you, if you didn't imbibe anymore, you're going to see your skin look so different. You're just going to look different. You're going to look really different. And you'll also feel different, but you'll look so different. It's incredible. It makes you think like, if your skin looks that much better, your eyes look that much clearer, all of this, what does the inside look like that's different, you know, just in 150 days? You'll definitely lose weight. And if you are looking to lose weight, you will. Some people don't lose weight right away because they're so inflamed that it takes a long time for their body to catch up and start shedding weight. But I don't weigh myself because I don't really believe in it, but I definitely lost weight. And I don't know how much, but I would say like a size or two. I would say I lost a size or two in 150 days. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just incredible, all of the things. It definitely, when you go to a party, like I went to a party the other night and, you know, I perked myself up for a party. I'm not that into being that social anyway. I like it once I'm there, but, you know, left to my own devices, I might not go. So when you're around all these people who are all drinking, and it feels like you're having conversations with them, but it feels like they're not all the way present sometimes. And when you're sober, you're all the way present. You're really there. You remember everything you say, and it's just different. So it's kind of like the party is fun, but I felt like I instantly noticed who wasn't drinking, which was just a few people. And it feels like all your communications when you're not drinking and that you have with other people who are also not drinking are so much more effective and honest. Like if it's like, oh, we connect on this, you'll find that they'll text you immediately. You'll call them back the next day. Everything that you said was going to happen is really going to happen. Unlike drunk talk, which is like, let's go out, let's do this, yeah, blah, blah, here's my number, da-da-da, pictures together, woo-woo. You never hear from them again. So I cannot express how grateful I am to be where I'm right now. And I am seriously, for anyone watching, I am sending all of my beliefs that you can absolutely do this if you want to, if you're ready to, if you're in the right frame of mind where you're just like tired of being hungover, tired of wasting your time, tired of feeling like everything you're doing is not really going anywhere, you know, like your plans aren't happening quickly enough. And if you're in the middle of your life, you don't have forever to make your plans happen anymore. You don't have forever, right? That's how I feel. Like I don't have forever, so I gotta make something happen now. So, you know, you can do it. And even like I said, even if you're not like the most religious or this or that person, it does not matter. I don't believe it matters. I believe if you just ask, that will be the secret. And a lot of people do go to meetings, and I think that's cool, and I would consider going to them. Except I just don't know. I don't have much of a story really as far as like the process. It seems kind of boring, like, you know, tried a few times, felt ready, asked for help, prayed, and then boom, it happened. Like it's like more like a miracle happened to me. And that sounds crazy. That sounds like a lunatic talking, but that's what it feels like. It feels like that. So I'm very grateful. And I'm grateful that you're watching, and all the people in my life who just are still struggling. I really pray that they will get that moment. And if you're watching and you're struggling, I pray that you will have that moment where you just ask and everything changes in an instant, and you suddenly feel liberated and like yourself again. And you're not trapped anymore. And every single day you wake up, you know, I might not sleep well. I might have a headache or something, but I'm not going to be hungover. The day is not wasted. Moving forward. And that's just, every day is such a gift. We don't have a guarantee to anything, do we? So why waste any more? Thank you for watching. Bye.